Thank you very much. Now for today's starting lineups, we are going to start up first with the Huntington University Foresters. At 4 to 6'9".
With the holidays inching ever closer, it's another Saturday afternoon contest here at Bob Hallberg Court in the Shannon Center on the campus of St. Xavier University for SXU men's basketball. Good afternoon, everyone. Ron Luce on the call with you today, and it is a battle indeed between two hot starting programs this season with the Cougars here at home. They are 10-3 overall on the year, a really good start under Robert Ford. They are 6-1 in conference play, that being the CCAC. And as we noted under head coach Robert Ford, they are 5-0 in their last 5 coming into today's action. As for the visiting Huntington Foresters, they come in 10-2 on the year and inside the top 25 of the NAIA polls. A 10-2 overall record. They are 4-1 in their conference play, the Crossroads Conference. And they are also 4-1 under head coach Corey Alford. And you can hear the starters in the background as it indicates for the Cougars. Number 0, Drew Bishop. Number 5, Kevin Bishop. Number 11, Julian Barr. Number 12, Jaden King. And number 30, Cedric Johnson are your starters for the Cougs today. On the other side for Huntington, number 0, Landon Jordan will take the point. Number 3, Ben Humrichis will join him in the starting lineup. Number 11, Hank Pulver. Number 20, Lane Sparks. And number 55, Zach Goodline are your 5 starters for the visitors today. As you heard from the PA, we are set for tip-off here at St. Xavier University. Quickly looking at the games coming into this one for the Cougars. We were here just a week ago as the Cougars welcomed Viterbo University to the campus, and it was a 81-63 strong victory for the Cougs. They followed that up with a trip to Viterbo. Played on Wednesday night, the 14th, and the Cougars came away with a 2-point victory in La Crosse, Wisconsin. So the Cougars sweeping the home and home with Viterbo, and now today looking for a meaningful win against the top 25 program. The tip is won back by number 0, Landon Jordan, and we are underway with NAIA SXU men's basketball here in the Shannon Center. Inside to outside, 3-ball if it goes, and that falls by number 3, Ben Humrichis. Big shot to get things started. The Foresters wearing their, forest green uniforms, all green with the white numbers today. And as always, the Cougars in their home whites with the red numbers and red detail as Bishop is denied but gets it back. Working against Jordan, and he's able to use the glass and put it back for 2. Good work down low from Kevin Bishop. He's been strong in the post all season. Cougars have been without previous year starter Jack Halverson for most of the year. Here's a 3 from the Foresters, and they convert once again. This time it's the sophomore guard Lane Sparks. And the Foresters take a quick 4-point lead early on in the action today. Here's Barr looking for some help. Gets it over to Bishop on the far side. Nice pass, cross court. Johnson for 3. That's off the mark. And Kevin Bishop doing some work, but outdueled by Landon Jordan for the rebound. And here come the visitors. Working down low. That pass looked like blocked, but a foul will be called here. Pulver trying to take it to the hoop down in the paint, and it is called on the floor, so it will be an inbound from the baseline. This will be Goodline doing the honors. And he'll get it into Sparks up at the top. Plenty of time to shoot here for Huntington. We mentioned number 25 in the NAIA polls coming into today's action is Goodline able to get that, and Jordan contested, and the ball stuck up there for just a moment, wedged between the backboard and rim. and it falls, and it's ultimately SXU possession as deemed by the officials. So Julian Barr in the starting lineup today. Not a usual starter for this team, as looks like a travel was called on number 5, Kevin Bishop. But usually it's number 2, TJ Babaker, in the starting lineup. No sign of TJ so far today, so Cougars turn to Julian Barr to take his spot in the starting lineup. That 3-ball off the mark from Sparks. Here come the Cougs working quickly. Bishop, 3-ball from the far side. That's short, but a good job by number 5, Kevin Bishop, to put it back. A short 3-point shot, ultimately resulting in a pass for the Cougars. Just like that, Cougars are within a bucket. Huntington goes back to work. Here's Goodline looking to drive. He'll dish to Pulver, and the little hook shot was just a bit short. Here come the Cougars. Jaden King pulling up from the wing for 3. That's off the mark, but Johnson in a perfect spot puts it back, and we're tied at 6 apiece. Cougars have been relentless today on the glass between Bishop and now in that latest possession, Johnson. Guys getting in the right spots. Again, this is a very good Huntington team coming here to SXU today, as number 11, Hank Pulver, is called for a travel. And we'll turn it back over to the Cougars with Johnson running the point. This, the second to last home game before Christmas for the Cougars. Tuesday night will be a men's-women's doubleheader. Bishop wanted the dunk. That's off the mark. Good strong move to the rim, though, by Kevin Bishop. And the turnover results. Huntington coming back, and it's turned over now. Here come the Cougars. Jaden King bringing it in with the left hand. Draws the foul and one. A nice move by Jaden King, and that'll send him to the free throw line for one. Ben Humrichis. And now Pulver will check out for the Foresters. It'll be number 1, Mitchell Wilson, checking in. Columbia City, Indiana native, junior guard. No other changes on the floor for either side. Still the starting 5 out there for the Cougars as King converts on the free throw. Cougars lead by 3. I think 6-year score here with 16:27 to play in this first half. Wilson and Goodline play catch, and now the point guard goes to work. Sparks to the corner for Humrichis, and a pass to Jordan on the alley-oop of sorts, and that is number 0, Landon Jordan, with another 2 that brings the visitors within 1. Kevin Bishop working hard and puts it off the glass. Once again, Kevin Bishop, a strong post player, and in that instance, he's working against a little bit of a height difference. Landon Jordan with about 3 inches on Bishop. Jordan listed at 6'9" on the roster. Bishop at 6'6". So certainly shows his technique and effectiveness. Jordan able to put that back with the right hand. The Humrichis shot initially off the mark. Still a 1-point contest here, 11-10 your score. Johnson gets the return pass from Kevin Bishop. He's out on the far wing. Here's the drive from the point guard. A light floater won't go. Johnson with palms to the sky looking at the trailing official for a foul call. He won't get it. So the Foresters go back to work down to our right. Sparks, alley-oop to Jordan. That's off the mark. Tried to catch it from behind with one hand, but he gets the loose ball back anyway. Wilson now to Sparks, and it's taken away. Here's Julian Barr for the Cougars. He'll slow things down. Dishes to Jaden King, and now a foul is called on the floor. This will go against Huntington.
Checking in for the Foresters, number 11, Hank Pulver, and number 14, Joel.
Ben Humrichis, pardon me. Officially. And now a second foul is called against the Foresters here, off ball.
Forster foul, number 55, Zach
Goodline will pick up that foul. Deep two from King, and that'll fall. Nice bucket for Jaden King. And the Cougars once again extend their lead to 3. Jaden King, arguably one of the hottest players in the NAIA. Ahead of last week's contest, was named the Conference Player of the Week, was averaging over 30 points a game as Goodline's three's off the mark. And the officials indicating that ball glanced off of Jaden King and out of play. So that'll result in Forster possession. Wilson checks out, and for the first time today, we'll see number 4, Henry Ehrig. And we are tied after that latest three-pointer. Cougs go to work. Rickes with another big bucket. Johnson nearly losing it there for the Cougs. Now here's Jaden King on the near wing. And a travel called against Jaden King. These officials now, that's the third travel call for both sides already, and we're only about 6 minutes into play. Robert Ford having a conversation with the near sideline official, explaining his case, and a couple laughs always shared with head coach Robert Ford and the officials. Here come the Forsters. Goodline wanted the shot but elects to pass. Rickes, nothing home there. Good ball movement now. Pulver out to number 14 off the mark for the three-pointer was Joel Dyer. Here comes King quickly into the paint, and the floater won't go, just off the mark. Looks like Jaden King's momentum carried him off, and it was great hustle from Jaden King there. Initially gets a tip on it. Kevin Bishop wisely knocks it off number 3, Benham Rickes. And just like that, it's Cougar possession. Good smart play defensively for the Cougs. Sparks out on the floor now as well. Pulver and Ehrig serving as the big men right now as Huntington dives into their bench. Still all 5 starters on the floor here for the Cougars with 13:15 to play. Here's Johnson on the drive. There will be a foul called. This looks like number 20, Lane Sparks, is the guilty party. 13-13, and it's tied 13-13. Here in half number 1. There's the inbound for the Cougars. Johnson gets it back up at the point. Just outside the paint, here's Jaden King. Feeling the pressure. Good defense there from Dyer. And now Barr able to draw the foul. And it will be Dyer as the guilty party. Joel Dyer, an Australian native, hailing from Adelaide. Junior guard here for this Huntington program as Barr sinks the first free throw, giving the Cougars once again a lead here. Still plenty of basketball to play, but certainly a good start for the Cougars. And Barr is 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. 15-13 now with a hair under 13 to play in this first quarter. Huntington was hot from beyond the arc on the first few possessions of the game, have struggled a little bit here as this first half has persisted. Sparks on the drive. Nice little fadeaway from the free throw line, and that's good. The lefty with a beautiful step back jumper. That's effective to get us back to 15 all here in this first half, and now an off-ball foul is called against number 5, Kevin Bishop, for the Cougs, so that'll turn over possession to the Foresters. Landon Jordan checks back in now for the visitors. Pulver earns another break on the bench. No other changes for the visitors, and again, still the starting 5 here for the Cougars in the early going. Here's Dyer at the point, gets it down to Sparks on the wing. Ehrig down low, looking to get out of the mess, and now a loose ball, and a jump ball is called. And they indicate possession will remain with the Foresters. So Ehrig able to get enough of that loose ball on the ground. It looked like he and Kevin Bishop were the two fighting for it. Good Lionel inbound and does to Sparks. Dyer up top, gets it back to Goodline on the rotation. Now Sparks in the lane, and he's got another two. Sparks getting really comfortable up in that high post. Really working around that free throw line right now in the mid-range, and that's 2 consecutive possessions for him, resulting in points. Kevin Bishop up and off the glass. Nice move down low by number 5, Bishop. Tied again, this time at 17 apiece. Back and forth we go here as we inch closer to the halfway mark of this first half. Sparks again, and it's a lob to Jordan. Nice alley-oop to the big man down low. Not sure if Sparks intended for that to happen, but it worked out beautifully. And a 2-point cushion for the visitors is the result. King receives help via the screen. 3-ball from Jaden King, just short. Dyer collects the rebound and works quickly up the court for Huntington. Oh, when a pass was intended for Ehrig, looks like it got away from him a little bit. Here come the Cougs quickly. Nice pass up court by Johnson all the way to King, and King able to draw a foul here. Huntington plays very aggressive defensively, as we've seen so far in this first half. And they have a lot of confidence in their bench as well. They've already started floating through their guys, and now a timeout for the Cougars. So we'll step aside for a quick breather. 10:54 to play here in the first half. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back when the action resumes on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. Timeout still underway. Quickly want to highlight the 2 head coaches here today and some of the assistant coaches as well. For the Foresters, this is the 3rd season for Corey Alford at the helm. Assisted by Mark Green, Jared Yuck, and Ryan Strom. And as for the Cougars' second-year head coach Robert Ford, he's assisted by Taylor Jones and Devin Johnson over there on the bench with Coach. And we are back underway. Cougs possession after the timeout. Ford wanting to give his starters a breather. All 5 still on the floor. Pardon me, they were all on the floor. Finally, a 6th man checks in via Maki Moore. 3 to shoot. Johnson gets off the 3, and it's good. And it might have been a deep 2 instead, and it is. So just inside the arc was Johnson, but a nice off-balance shot to still come away with points. Here's Sparks again. This time that doesn't get there, but nice work from number 0, Jordan, to put it back for the Foresters. It'll be something to keep an eye on throughout the game is Jordan's impact, especially on the defensive end as that ball glances out of play off of Kevin Bishop, so Foresters ball. But noting the size difference for Jordan, 6'9" compared to most of the Cougars' bigs are, 6'6", as Jaden King and Kevin Bishop both are. And especially on the glass, that's going to be something interesting to keep an eye on throughout this game. Sparks, 3-ball, if it's good, and it is. Beautiful shot for number 20, Lane Sparks. And he is on fire. That gives him double figures already on the day. 10 points now for Sparks. That's a game high. And now Kevin Bishop loses the ball working against Goodline down low. Certainly a mismatch that would have favored the Cougars, but that'll bring some subs onto the floor as well here. Barr and Kevin Bishop will receive a breather. Drew Bishop also on the bench now, so Cougars going into their first guys off the bench. Number 34, Tino Shabai. Number 23, as I already noted, Maki Moore, as that three ball is just off the mark from Sparks. And number 3, Trey Ward also checks in for the Cougs. Here's Johnson. Faked the shot and delivered a pass to Ward on the far side. Here's Shabai, three ball, and it's good. Tino Shabai, for a big man, has the range. And we've seen that all season long. He'll pop out of the paint to the outside the top of the key there, and more often than not, he delivers when he's that wide open. Forster's going to work. Here's Pulver in the high post. He'll kick it. That's Jordan down low looking for the pass. It gets away from him, and here comes Trey Ward for the Cougars. Ward taking it himself. Nice fake. And a travel will now be called on Ward. Didn't look like much of a travel there. Might have just slipped when he tried to pivot, and that's what they called. Great move, though, down low to fake the shot. He got the defender airborne, exactly what Ward wanted to do in that situation. Just unfortunate ending for them, and a new face for the Foresters. Number 24, ball handler here, Jackson Paul, makes his first appearance. Here comes Sparks. Little floater from the baseline, and it's good. Foresters still keeping the lead strong now here. And there's King trying to put it up and off the glass. It'll be another foul called. We noted this Foresters team not afraid to play physical defensively. And already in the bonus are the Foresters. That's their 7th team foul of the half. That'll be certainly something to keep an eye on. A couple guys with 2 fouls already. King at the line here to shoot 2 with 8:18 to play. And off the mark, or pardon me, just 1. And off the mark was that attempt. Called on the floor, resulting in the lone free throw. Oh, and a good hand there from Moore. Nearly knocked it away from Goodline. There's Paul on the far side. Back to Goodline up top. 10 to shoot for the Foresters. Good pass to Humricus here on the near side. Working against Johnson, and a nice mid-range shot there from number 3, Ben Humricus. And now Corey Alford will take a timeout. 7:47 to play here in half number 1. Foresters lead 28-22. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in just a second right here on the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 7:47 to play here in half number 1. Ron Luce on the call here with you. And 28-22 your score. The Foresters going on a nice run as this first half continues. Able to work their way back. Cougars had a lead of about 4 points, really pretty consistently early on in the half. Foresters have done a nice job rebounding and taking advantage of some Cougar miscues. An interesting fact from this Foresters team so far, they've already rattled through about 9 different players already on their roster. Not afraid to play their bench at all. But all of their points have come from just 3 players. Lane Sparks, Landon Jordan, and Ben Humricus. The only 3 have tallied anything for the Foresters. As for the Cougars, 5 different players in the scoring for them. 4 of which are starters. Tino Shabai, the lone reserve, with points at this point. Here's Trey Ward working his way up. Shabai takes a 3. That's good. Tino Shabai, 2 for 2 from beyond the arc now. And that helps cut the deficit in half. It's the three-point game. Pulver in the high post. Here's Sparks now. Good defense from King, forces it back up to Goodline at the point. Working against Moore, he'll get a screen from Pulver. And now Sparks coming off a screen, and here comes Trey Ward. Ward will take it all the way himself for the easy two. Good defense from the Cougars. And just like that, it's a one-point contest once again with about 7 minutes to play in half number one. Good line back to Paul on the far wing. He'll drive and kick. Good passing. Pulver in the corner for three, and it's good. What a beautiful shot from number 11, Hank Pulver. Good ball movement as well from the Foresters there to open up that chance for the big man. Here's King now on the drive after the pass from Bishop. He'll draw the foul.
Forester foul number 11, Hank Pulver, is first, team's 8.
Pulver picking up his first foul of the afternoon.
And to the line for the Cougars, number 12, Jake.
But as we noted, 18 fouls already for the Foresters, just well balanced throughout the roster. Nobody with more than 2 fouls. Amrikus and Goodline, the only two with more than 1 at this point, as King sinks the first free throw. And a couple of substitutions coming for Huntington now. Paul and Sparks will get a breather. Jordan returns, as does number 14, Dyer. Goodline, the Iron Man right now for this Foresters team. Not sure we've seen him leave the court yet in this first half. But very similar to that of the Cougars. Jaden King still hasn't left the court since this game tipped off. Those two proven to be the workhorses right now for their respective teams. There's Dyer on the far wing. And a pass to Humrickus. Now Goodline with it at the point. Good ball movement. Pulver inside out. Humrickus wide open for three. That's good. One thing this Foresters team has shown today is great passing as Moore fires off a three and it's off the mark. Tino Shabai is going to be called for a foul. We'll see Julian Barr check back in here just a second, and he will for Maki Moore. No other changes on either side at the moment. But this Foresters team, quick ball movement has been the key, in that 1-2 quick touch passing. It looks like a carry is the call here against, might have been Dyer that was called for it, or Goodline, not sure, one of the two. So Cougars possession once again, but that quick passing opening up plenty of shooting lanes for this Foresters team, and you saw Humrickus come away with it there just a little while ago now. Here's Drew Bishop, nice move to the bucket, and the left-handed finish for number 0, Drew Bishop. Dexter, Michigan native. This is second stint at St. Xavier University. Transferred to Worcester before coming back to SXU. And now this season a starter under head coach Robert Ford. That three is off the mark from Dyer, and Shabai able to find the rebound for the Cougars. Here's Johnson on the drive and stripped on the way through. Good hand from Dyer. And Humrickus bringing it forward. And they'll go back to work. Here's Goodline on the near side. Dyer pulls up for three. That's off the mark. Another good rebound from Shabai for the Cougars. And it'll be Julian Barr bringing it up the court for the Cougs. Trey Ward now working against Dyer on the near sideline. ISO, and he gives it back to Shabai. Back to Ward, and now they will call Trey Ward out of bounds. Looks like he stepped on the red and black, outlining the court here at Bob Hallberg Court. Foresters ball, three-point game still, 34-31. Good long cross-court pass there to Humrickus in the corner. Now he gets a down low to Pulver. To Jordan, and Jordan will have that pass glance off his hand and out of play. So just like that, it will be Cougars possession once again. And now number 20, Lane Sparks, checking back in for the visitors with 4:22 to play in the first half. Only substitution as Pulver gets a breather. Here's Trey Ward now. Good defense from Dyer, and Ward able to get the floater off. Good move by the sophomore Trey Ward. Red shirt last season in Robert Ford's first year. Has played a meaningful role as one of the first guys off the bench in this season as well as a younger player. Here's Sparks on the far wing for three. That's short. And Cedric Johnson runs down the rebound all the way near the three-point line. Took an awkward bounce off the rim, coming back out. Shabai kicks it over to Ward. Ward waiting for help with Tree to play here in half number one. Johnson, three ball. That's good. Cedric Johnson for three, and the Cougars take the lead. And a timeout taken by Huntington to talk things over with 3:27 to play. Don't go anywhere. We're going to step aside just for a quick breather. We'll be back with you here in just a moment for the rest of half number one on the Cougars Sports Network. Welcome back, everyone. You heard the buzzer there as we come back onto the air. 3:27 here in half number one to play. Cougars, after that latest three-pointer from Cedric Johnson, taking a 2-point advantage. 36-34 your score as Goodline and Dyer play catch, bringing it up the floor for the Foresters. I think Pulver has returned. Landon Jordan has headed to the bench. And that pass gets away from Goodline. Looks like miscommunication there for the Foresters. And that'll result in Cougar possession once again. Johnson now the lone starter on the floor for SXU. Jaden King receiving a well-earned breather. Here's Ward working against the big man Pulver. Pulls up for the J, and Ward's got another. Trey Ward, last few possessions here, has looked really good, and that's consecutive possessions with points for the Cougars as well. Good passing. Pulver's open for three, and he nails it. Beautiful passing once again from the Foresters. That left Pulver wide open in the near corner. And right in front of the end of the Cougars bench, he fires for three. There's Drew Bishop. Nice pass down low to Tino Shabai with the left-handed finish. Great vision from Drew Bishop. And just like that, Cougars still in front. Pulver, nice move. Can't get it to go off the glass. Here comes Johnson with the rebound. And he waits for a defender. It comes via Dyer. Passes to Drew Bishop. Good ball fake. Bishop for three. That's off the mark. Dyer able to collect the rebound. 2 minutes to play here in half number one. Long pass intended for Humricus, and that misfired. And now substitution here. It'll be number 4 once again, Henry Ihrig. Jaden King returns to the floor as well. Trey Ward gets a breather. And it looks like we'll see number 5, Kevin Bishop, as well as Tino Shabai heads to the bench. Cougars with a 3-point advantage here, and a couple of starters returning to the floor. And actually, the latest set of substitutions puts all 5 Cougar starters back on the floor together. Here's Kevin Bishop working down low, and he can't get the left-handed scoop to go there. Good effort, though, working against 2 Foresters defenders. Oh, good pass there to Humricus. Now to Pulver. To Ihrig. And Bishop with the paw, but a foul is called. And that'll send number 4, Ihrig, to the line.
Cougars foul, 5, Kevin Bishop. His second, team's fourth, right to the line for the Foresters.
4th team foul now for the Cougars, but Bishop with 2 of those 4 fouls. Ihrig to shoot 2, and he'll nail number 1. Speaking of number 1, here is Mitchell Wilson checking back in. Goodline getting a breather for the first time in a while, and now Pulver and number 0, Landon Jordan, also switch spots. And Erig's 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. There's Johnson now for the Cougars, just a 1-point game. As we near the final minute of half number 1. Johnson dishes to Kevin Bishop. Bishop with a move against Jordan. Turnaround Jay is short and off the mark. Sparks will collect the loose ball and bring it forward for Huntington. 1 minute to play. Sparks getting it back there from Humricus. They'll play catch. And now Wilson on the far side. Everything up top so far. Now high post. That opens up Wilson for 3. That's off the mark. And a pushing foul. Looks like it's called against. So Erig is tacked for the foul there. That's the 9th team foul now for the Foresters. And thanks to the bonus, that'll send Cedric Johnson to the line. 47 seconds to play in half number 1. Cougars have, all things considered, looked good against this very good and highly respected Huntington team. Arguably one of the best teams on the Cougars' schedule this season as Johnson hits the free throw. He'll get a chance at another here. The other 2 teams on the schedule for the Cougars this season that ranked high in the polls were number 8 Grace and number 14 Marion at the beginning of the season, as that free throw is missed. Those were both losses for the Cougars, but just 2 of their 3 losses on the season. Here's Erig 3-ball. That's off the mark. Bishop and Jordan competing, and ultimately it looks like Jaden King might get tacked for a foul. Pardon me, it will be on Drew Bishop, rather. So that'll result in a baseline inbound for the visitors with 33 seconds to play. 2-point game here as we wane down, and a nice strip there from Drew Bishop. He smacked it out of Landon Jordan's hands when he wasn't paying attention. Here come the Cougars. Johnson. And now a foul is called against number 4, Henry Erig. It'll be Erig's 3rd, so now a Forester inching his way toward foul trouble. Johnson to the line with 23 seconds to play. Nails free throw number 1. And that will spell the end of Erig's half at least, as number 14, Joel Dyer, checks back in his place. Johnson's 2 for 2 on that trip. Cougs lead by 4. Still enough time for at least 1 possession now. No shot clock. So Sparks will take his time as he hangs onto the ball right on the logo. And they'll wind this thing down and try to take the last shot right before the half. Sparks. Humricus working against Shabai. Good defense, but the foul is called. Will the bucket count? The bucket will count. So this will be an and 1 opportunity for Ben Humricus. So Humricus will shoot 1, and that can make it a 1-point game as well. And it looks like number 24, Jackson Paul, will check back in place of Humricus here in a moment. Just 4.7 seconds to play, though. So that will fall. And now the Cougars will have 1 final chance before the half to try and add, but all things considered, here comes Johnson working quickly, has to get it off, does, and that'll be a buzzer beater for Cedric Johnson, giving the Cougs a 3-point cushion. Cougs have the lead at the half, 45-42 your score. Dance team will perform here at halftime as well, but we'll be back with you in about 15 minutes for half number 2 action in this great matchup. Don't go anywhere. Stick around for half 2 in just a few minutes right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Second half action about to start here in just a moment. Ron Luce on the call with you here. If you're joining us a little late, you missed a really, really good first half. Cougars took a 3-point lead with a buzzer-beating bucket from Cedric Johnson. Took their 3-point lead into the half. Good game back and forth between these two teams. We noted at the top of the broadcast, both teams coming in with 10 wins on the season.
45-42.
Cougs 10-3 on the year. Huntington 10-2, number 25 in the polls as well as Huntington. Here's the Cougars' possession. Bishop loses it on the way through. Henriquez comes away with it. And just like that, we are underway with second half action. Here's Sparks, three-pointer. It's off the mark. Good cleanup, though, from Landon Jordan down low. And it is once again just a 1-point game. Johnson looking for a teammate. Finds it via Kevin Bishop, and Bishop goes hard to work on the glass. And he'll deliver working against Sparks. So the Cougars answer that bucket from Jordan with one from Bishop. Here's Henriquez. Delivers outside to Pulver, and now he'll dribble in. Good pass down low to Jordan once again. And the big man to big man connection results in two. 47-46 now coming out of the break. Here's Bishop on the baseline. Kicks. King up top. Good defense, Henriquez. And Jaden King with the beautiful up and off the glass. Little underhand finger roll and gets it to go. A tough, hard-working bucket there for Jaden King. And he's just shy of double figures. It gives him 9 on the day. Cedric Johnson, the Cougars' leading scorer right now with 12. Henriquez, the game-high scorer with 14. Here's Pulver on the drive. He'll pull up for 2. That's off the mark. And Jordan steals that ball away from Johnson. And now after the chaos, it will be Forrester's possession. 18-19 to play here in half number 2. Henriquez, the recipient all the way up top, gets it to Goodline. Wanted to pull up, but he'll dish instead. Gets it right back. Good defensive coverage there from Julian Barr. Pass into the lane for Sparks. He'll pull up in the mid-range. No good. Johnson with the rebound. There's King. Way deep. He'll take a step and a dribble and fires for 3. Jaden King with a big three-pointer. Not only does that put him in double figures, but that gives the Cougars a bit of a cushion here to open up half number 2. And a good read from Johnson. Nearly got a piece of it, but might have been enough to distract Henriquez. So it will be Cougars' possession here as the official indicated. And Johnson will bring it up for the Cougs. He gets it over to Jaden King. King nearly stripped, and he is. Henriquez with a nice defensive play. But Drew Bishop gets it right back with the loose ball on the ground. Barr, three-pointer on the wing. It's off the mark. King trying to run it down. Another loose ball. This time Henriquez able to collect. Here comes Goodline now for the Foresters. He'll drive, pull up, pass into the lane for Pulver. Is swatted away by Kevin Bishop and then recovered as well by Bishop. Gets it over to Jaden King. Nice play defensively for the junior transfer, number 5, Kevin Bishop. Three-pointer King. He's on fire. Jaden King delivers again from downtown. And the Cougars coming out with some swag after the break. Now it's a 9-point cushion for SXU early in half number 2. Henriquez working against Bishop. He has to turn around to Pulver. Sparks on the drive. He pulls up the floater, and it's good. Good recovery from number 20, Lane Sparks. And a good answer indeed after the Cougars have been off to a hot start. Smart play Johnson there to bank it off of Henriquez and out of play, so possession remains with the Cougars. Johnson will inbound and does the Bishop. Back to Johnson up top, and this time to Drew Bishop. Cougars playing catch, and now King firing from deep. That's just off the mark. Confidence is spewing right now for Jaden King. And Goodline nearly loses on the way through. Good pass. Pulver for three. Off the mark. Johnson collects his rebound. That'll give him 9 already on the day. Actually, the leading rebounder for the Cougars and second highest in the game. Here's Umrikis now after the takeaway. And now a pushing foul via Jaden King will stop things with 15:47 to play. And number 1, Mitchell Wilson will check in for the Foresters. I'll give Landon Jordan a bit of a breather. Outside of that, no other changes on the floor. Still all 5 starters out there for the Cougars. Sparks on the drive, another floater, and he gets it to go. Number 20, Lane Sparks, has been absolutely everywhere. Collecting from downtown, in the paint, in the high post, it doesn't matter. He's been sensational so far today for the Foresters, and now a travel called against Jaden King. He wants a chat with the official, and they'll have a quick conversation on the far side. So now the Foresters with an excellent recovery after the Cougars picked up a little bit of momentum at the start of this half. Here's Pulver on the drive. He gets it over to Goodline here on the near wing. And he'll kick it up top to Humrikis. Wilson right back to Humrikis for 3. Off the mark. A trio of Cougars in the lane ready for that rebound, and it was Jaden King ultimately coming away with it, and he still has it. And King will draw the foul against number 11, Hank Pulver. On the floor is the call, so Cougars will inbound here from the baseline. 14:56 and counting to play. Drew Bishop working up top against Wilson. He'll collect himself and wait for reinforcements. Here's Barr working against Goodline. Barr is stripped on the way through. Good defense, and here come the Foresters. Humrikis to Wilson. 3-ball off the mark, and Johnson collects his 10th rebound of the day. So he's got a double-double now. Johnson predominantly a point guard, but 12 points, 10 rebounds. Got 4 assists to go along with that as well. Nice read by Humrikis there on the pass from Kevin Bishop. Here come the Foresters. Sparks looking to drive on the wing. He'll kick instead. Good pass, Humrikis to Pulver, and he's got 2. And just like that, it's only a 3-point game. And Johnson will go to work. King thought about it. Floater in the lane, he gets it to go. And a foul is called. Robert Ford cannot believe it. And a full timeout will be taken here by the Cougars. So we'll step aside for a breather. Chaos reigns supreme here in this second half. Don't go anywhere. It's going to be a good one. 55-52. We'll be back in a second on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 13:53 to play here in half number 2. Ron Luce on the call with you here. Cougars possession as they go back to work. Kevin Bishop takes the inbound pass from Jaden King. Now a foul will be called here against Sparks. That'll be his second of the day. So I'll just reset play here. Trey Ward has checked in now for the Cougars. Otherwise, same personnel all the way around. Ward having himself a nice little game. 6 points, 2 assists off the bench for the Cougars this far. There's Bishop up at the top of the key, working against Sparks. He'll take it up, off the glass. Pulver was there, but not enough to stop Kevin Bishop. And that gives Bishop now 12 points on the afternoon. Good line with it, working against Barr. Gets a screen via Pulver. Good pass to the corner for Humricus. Now into the lane, Sparks. And that pass is taken away by the Cougars. Here they come. Jaden King off the glass and in. Good transition offense for the Cougars, and they're able to extend their cushion coming out of the timeout. Ward guarding Goodline tightly here and forces a pass. Goodline gets it right back at the point. Humricus looking for reinforcements. Goodline on the drive. That's off the mark. Johnson collecting another rebound. He's working against Wilson. Nice spin shot. Can't get it to go on the finish, however. Goodline taking it all the way himself. A nice answer there by Zach Goodline. 12:20 to play, and it's still within reach for the Forsters. 5-point contest with the Cougars in front. King off the glass, gets it to go. Jaden King has been a problem because of that size. 6'6", yes, but his wingspan is really what sets him apart from a lot of players at this level. Humricus kicks here to Wilson. Wilson will deliver a three. That's a big three-pointer from number 1, Mitchell Wilson. They needed that there. Going back quickly to King. Just that wingspan allows him to change the angle on his shots as he drives. Also allows him to get vertical as well on shots from beyond the arc. Good passing here. Ward fakes a pass, and that pass will get away. They have to get a shot off. Barr's going to spot up for three, and he delivers. Julian Barr from the point. What a recovery. That pass got away. Tipped off of Forrester, I believe, was the indication, as Goodline finishes with a nice floater in the lane. Wow, back and forth. This game has been crazy. You can tell these are two high-quality teams based on how this game has worn on. Johnson, nice ball fake. Can't get it to go. Collects his own rebound. And that ball will stay with the Cougars. A couple of substitutions will occur for both sides as well. Drew Bishop checking back in. Julian Barr will take a seat. Pulver and Sparks will head to the bench for the Forsters as Dyer and Jordan check in. That concludes the changes for both sides. Cougars go to work. Johnson gets it to King. King spot up for the J for another two. And now Jaden King on a run. That latest bucket will put him over 20 points. As that's off the mark. Johnson collecting another rebound. Will King add? He might. Three-pointer. Just off the mark. King is confident right now, though. 21 points on the afternoon for Jaden King. Wilson, corner three. It's good. And now Huntington will take a timeout. 4-point game. We're about halfway through this second half. Do not go anywhere. We'll be back in just a moment on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. Timeout has come to a conclusion. 4-point game here with about 10 minutes left to play in half number 2. 10-16 to be precise. Cougars will inbound after that last bucket. Big three-pointer from number 1, Mitchell Wilson. Took us into the timeout there. Cougars go to work now. Tino Shabai out on the floor as another reserve with Trey Ward. Ward will collect, fake the shot. 10 to shoot for the Cougars. And now a foul is called. Landon Jordan picking up the foul. Just his first foul on the afternoon. Jordan with a double-double as well, 12 points, 10 boards. He's the third leading scorer for this Foresters team. Sparks leading the way with 16 today. Henriquez with 14. There's Johnson working against Dyer, and now an offensive foul is called against Johnson. Tried to shield the defender, and that's what is called. So ultimately that possession just wasting about 25 seconds off the clock. Doesn't result in points for the Cougars. Here come the Foresters. It's Wilson with it. Looking for reinforcements. They come via Goodline at the point. Henriquez down in the lane. Kicks. Good passing. Goodline will spot up for 3. Off the mark. Jaden King hauling in the rebound. And Johnson will bring it forward for the Cougars. King, spot up 3. He's got it again. Jaden King, another three-pointer. That's his third tray of the day. And that gives him 24. Cougars 69-62 now over the Foresters. Work into the lane, and Jordan with an easy bucket. Good response for Huntington. This has been a back-and-forth second half. Here's Jaden King all the way, and an and one is called. The bucket will count. King will go to the line to collect his third point. And that's going to bring a substitution and a couple as well for the Foresters. Wilson and Henriquez will head to the bench. Sparks checks back in, as does Ehrig. Keep an eye on Ehrig. We mentioned he and now Henriquez both with 3 fouls apiece. And still a lot of time with 8:49 to play here in the half. King to the line to complete the three-point play. And he does. Jaden King with 27 points now on the afternoon. And all but about 7 of those coming in the second half. Really showing you how crazy it's been. And here's Jordan with the slam. Landon Jordan with another 2. A big slam. And a good answer once again. This is really back and forth. King, 3-ball. He's on fire. The sidestep and shoot. Jaden King cannot be stopped. He's got 30. Good line on the drive. He'll spot up. Floater off the mark. Jordan with a nice job on the putback. 8:05 and counting to play here in this second half. Cougars looking to maintain the lead. King will dish to Shabai, gets it right back. Nothing home. King in the ISO. He'll pull up in the mid-range. That's off the mark. Jordan collects on the boards. Good line will deliver to Sparks, who's up top. Good line gets it right back here on the near wing. On the drive, no bucket. And a pushing foul is the indication. Jaden King will head to the bench for a well-needed breather. Julian Barr, number 11, checking in, as is number 5, Kevin Bishop. That'll send Drew Bishop and King to the bench. Jordan collects on the inbound up top and waits for a teammate. It comes via Dyer. Good line, looking for an open teammate. Dyer for 3. That's off the mark. Bishop on the boards. Here's Johnson taking it all the way to the hoop. And he'll draw the foul. The bucket does not go, so he'll go to the line for 2 here with 7:20 to play. And Ehrig just picked up his 4th foul, so that'll certainly be something to keep an eye on here, in danger of fouling out. As Johnson hits on the first free throw. Humricus will take Ehrig's place, so Ehrig now, we won't use the term doomed to the bench, but those 4 fouls certainly kind of hanging over his head at the moment. And Johnson collects on the second free throw. Cougars lead by 9, 77-68. The Foresters, however, have been able to go on runs. We've seen it all day. So this game is far from over with over 7 to play. Here's Dyer for 3 on the far wing. That's off the mark. Kevin Bishop, another rebound for the Cougars. Cedric Johnson will slow things down. And he's taking it himself, working against Humricus, and he's got 2 more. Cedric Johnson and Jaden King have just made it a living hell today to have to guard them on a drive to the basket. And Humricus, another guy that in a bit of foul trouble, so Cougars certainly identifying him as a guy to force some pressure on. Here's Goodline on the drive. Floater is good. That move has been spectacular for Zach Goodline all afternoon. Here comes Johnson. Pass gets away. Julian Barr does a nice job shielding Dyer away from the loose ball. Cougars keep possession down on our right. On the rotation, Tino Shabai for 3. It's good on the wing. Tino Shabai. And momentum is owned by the Cougars at the moment. And the timeout will be called. 6:01 to play, 82-70 now your score. Or at least the indication was a timeout. So hang on just a second. So no timeout is called. It might have been a clock issue that forced the whistle, but what a run for the Cougars here in the second half. And the big three-pointer, Tino Shabai on that far wing. So no timeout, and it was a clock issue. So 6:03 was the official read on the clock. They added 2 seconds back. Here's Goodline on a floater again in the lane. This one is off the mark. Johnson collects another rebound. That's his 14th on the afternoon. Almost as many rebounds as he has points. He's got 16 of those. Trey Ward cutting to the basket, off the mark. Bishop collects on the offensive rebound. And now here's Julian Barr. Three-pointer, if it goes, it's off the mark. Sparks on the boards for Huntington. High-paced play continuing. Goodline on the drive. He'll draw the foul. We'll get the number in just a second. It looks like Trey Ward will pick up that foul. That'll be his first of the afternoon.
Cougars foul number 3, Trey Ward, his first, team's 4th.
And the free throw is converted by Goodline. He'll do that once again. 5:24 to play. The Foresters certainly not out of this. We've seen them go on a few runs throughout this game, and now a foul's going to be called on Humricus. That's a big foul for Humricus because now he has 4.
Forester foul number 3, Ben Humricus, his 4th, team's 6th.
So that's his 4th foul. So a pair of Foresters with 4 fouls. Humricus and Ehrig, as we mentioned earlier. Jaden King will trade places with Julian Barr. Johnson collects here on the inbound pass from Trey Ward, and Cougars go back to work. Johnson taking it himself, finds nothing, kicks to Shabai. Here's Kevin Bishop working against Humricus, and that'll be the 5th foul for Ben Humricus, so his day will be done. And that'll force Landon Jordan back into the game.
Forester foul number 3, Ben Humricus. Checking in for the Foresters, number 0, Landon Jordan.
So Landon Jordan takes his place. Ben Henriquez' day is done. He fouls out with 14 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 of 7 from the field. Very efficient shooting day, and that's a big loss for the Foresters down the stretch now. Kevin Bishop goes to the line here to shoot free throws. And he'll nail the first one with 5:07 to play. 17 fouls already in this second half for the Foresters. They finished the first half with quite a few as well. Had 10 in the first half alone. And Bishop is 2 for 2 on that trip to the line. 4 Cougars in double figures. Tino Shabai with 11, Bishop with 13 now 14 after that latest. Wilson for 3 off the mark. King collects on the rebound. Jaden King leading the way with 30 points, and Johnson, we mentioned 16 and 14 for him. Strong double-double for the point guard today. All this with no TJ Bobaker, too, who a notable starter missing from the lineup for the Cougs today. Here's Bishop, and he's got another and one. Kevin Bishop forcing Pulver into a bad situation, and now Pulver Kevin Bishop is making his presence known as he finishes off the old-fashioned three-point play. And it's momentum Cougars. Mind you, this is the number 25 team in the nation in Huntington. Sparks for 3, that's off the mark. Johnson gets another rebound, that's his 15th. 4:22 and counting to play in this second half. And the Cougars with a commanding lead, but they need to hang on to it. Here's Johnson on the drive. He's got 2 more off the glass. 18 points now for Cedric Johnson. That's second best on the Cougars. Only trailing Jaden King's 30. Pulver down low. He'll have to kick to Wilson. Cross-court pass to Sparks on the wing. He pulls up in the mid-range for 2. That won't connect. Shabai will cradle that rebound with one arm. And now Trey Ward will bring it forward for SXU. Trey Ward, nice turnaround on the J. It won't go. And Kevin Bishop and Landon Jordan competing for that rebound. And as it dribbles out of play, it ultimately results in Forester possession. 3:31 to play. Number 4, Henry Ehrig has checked back in. Mind you, 4 fouls for Ehrig already today. And that sends Jordan to the bench for the time being. Here's Goodline on the drive. He's got another 2. And the Foresters will take a timeout. 3:22 to play, 89-73 your score. The Cougars looking to hang on to this one and keep it going strong. We'll be back with you in just a hot second right here on the Cougar Sports Network. Welcome back, everybody. 3:22 to play here in the second half. Ron Lewis here on the call with you. Cougars lead 89-73. A strong second half performance from this Cougars team today. They are certainly looking to hang on to their lead. Trey Ward will inbound from the baseline. He gets it into Johnson. And Sparks guarding him tightly as he brings it up the floor. Now that they have it in the front court, they go back to work. Johnson switched on by the Foresters. Nice spin and move to the bucket. He'll draw the foul. And it'll be Ehrig fouling out now as well. That's his 5th.
Checking in for the Foresters.
And there is his 5th foul. So Erig's day also done. He finishes with 2 points and 2 rebounds.
Number 37, Johnson.
So Johnson will head to the line here. 2 free throws with 3:05 to play. First free throw successful for Johnson. Cougars to 90 points. And make it 91 as Johnson goes 2 for 2. Goodline bringing it forward with now under 3 to play. Time starting to run out on the Foresters here today. Sparks in the lane, gets a shot off, and that's a nice mid-range jumper from Sparks. And they'll get it forward to Kevin Bishop quickly, and now Sparks will be tacked with a foul.
Forester foul number 20, Lane Sparks.
That's his 3rd of the afternoon.
Team's 10th. Heading to the line for the Cougars, number
Kevin
5,
Bishop will shoot for the Cougars now at the free throw line with 2:45 to play. And that first free throw off the mark. The substitution for Erig after fouling out was number 24, Jackson Paul, so he has returned. Saw Jackson Paul a little bit in the first half as well. Bishop will convert on free throw number 2. Shabai will earn a breather. Julian Barr checks back in for the Cougs. 92-75 your score. And Goodline will pick it up. And they'll get started again. Goodline kicks. Wilson from the wing for 3. It's good. Mitchell Wilson with another big three-pointer. All of his shot attempts coming from beyond the arc. And he's converted on 50% so far. King is stripped by Paul. Loose ball. Jackson Paul's got it. He's going to spot up for 3. Off the mark, and King will collect the rebound and now draw a foul. That'll be Wilson, the guilty party. That's his first of the afternoon. Mitchell Wilson with 9 points. He and Goodline tied for 4th most on the team. We mentioned Humrick fouling out 14. That is good for 3rd place in the scoring rankings today. Sparks and Jordan tied with 18 apiece. And for the Cougars, a 30-point performance from Jaden King, and he's at the line right now looking to add. 20 from Johnson, 18 from Kevin Bishop, and 11 from Tino Shabai off the bench as well. Everybody sharing a laugh there as Jaden King able to knock it off the top of the backboard. Doesn't count. It's still an impressive shot nonetheless. Oh, and they will count it, pardon me. 31 points now, the indication for Jaden King. Pardon me there. Here's Pulver on the turnaround hook shot. No good. Bishop on another rebound, and it'll be Johnson working against Goodline. Under 2 minutes to play now here in this second half. Cougars looking to close this one out. Here's Johnson on the drive, kicks to Barr. And Barr will slow things down. 10 to shoot for the Cougars. Barr isoing against Pulver. High off the glass, didn't go in, however. Here come the Foresters. Sparks, and a good defensive read by Trey Ward. And now Kevin Bishop with it. And the slam from Kevin Bishop. Perhaps the exclamation point on this one. Here's Goodline. In the lane again on the floater. Got it. Beautiful roll for Zach Goodline. That gives him double figures now on the day with 11. Here comes Kevin Bishop working against Pulver. He'll slow it down. Had Jaden King hustling down to the paint. Just didn't see him on the way through. And a good defensive play by Sparks, but it goes out of play. 48 seconds officially. And Goodline's day will be done most likely as number 14, Joel Dyer, checks in. Trey Wardle inbound from the far sideline. They'll get it into Kevin Bishop here in the front court. 11 to shoot. Bishop to King. King off the backboard and in for another 2. 33 points for Jaden King today. And a trio of 20-point scorers for the Cougars with Johnson and Bishop also reaching that mark. Nice turnaround there from Wilson. Still a 15-point game. Julian Barr, a slight discrepancy between shot and game clock. It might be a second and a half at this point. Bishop will throw it back over to Trey Ward. They're just winding the clock down at this pace. They'll probably take a last shot. 5 and 4 to shoot, but only 4 on the game clock. And they'll let the shot clock violation occur. 1.1 on the game clock. They'll inbound, and the Cougars will reign victorious. 97-82 over the number 25 ranked team in the country. What a staple win for the Cougars here today. The Cougars are back in action in just a couple days. Join us here on December 20th. It'll be a men's-women's doubleheader, 5 and 7 o'clock right here against Trinity Christian. Then the holidays come happen, and we won't see you again here at home until December 31st. A little New Year's Eve basketball with us here on the Cougar Sports Network. I'm Ron Luce, and until then, Cougs win, and we wish everybody a happy holidays. We'll see you soon right here on the Cougar Sports Network.